Tourism in Las Vegas is in a big slump this summer, costing the city billions of dollars.
Sasha, it may have seemed like there was traction on the strip when it came to tourists, but the tourists I spoke to told me they were underwhelmed with their experience. So I asked them, what would it take for you to keep coming back?
Las Vegas has always been a city built on spectacle, bright lights, bold ideas, and the belief that anything can survive as long as the tourists keep coming. But what if one of the Strip's most recognizable landmarks is quietly slipping toward an ending no one expected? What if a casino that once symbolized affordability and family fun is now costing its owner millions every quarter, dragging an entire portfolio down with it? And what if this slow decline isn't just about one aging resort, but a warning about the future of Las Vegas itself? For years, Excalibur stood proudly as a quirky medieval fortress on the south end of the Strip. A hotel shaped like a fantasy kingdom, wrapped in brightly colored turrets, and celebrated as the world's largest hotel when it opened. For families, budget travelers, and first-timers hoping to see the Strip without emptying their bank accounts, it was a comfortable introduction to Sin City, a place where the rooms were cheap, the shows were fun, and the atmosphere felt like something straight out of a childhood storybook. But today, that castle isn't shining. It's fading. And the numbers prove it. MGM Resorts recently reported a 7% revenue drop from its Las Vegas Strip properties in the third quarter of 2025. A decline by itself would be normal in an unpredictable tourism cycle, except for one detail that changes the entire picture. Two aging properties, Excalibur and Luxor, were responsible for half of that financial hit. Out of more than a dozen MGM properties on the Strip, just two older, lower-tier resorts managed to drag down the segment's performance more than anything else. That's not a minor slip. That's a structural warning. And Excalibur is at the center of it. Before we get to what's happening now, it helps to remember what Excalibur once represented. Back in the early 1990s, Las Vegas was trying to reinvent itself. The city wanted to move away from its mob-influenced past and become a destination where families could feel safe. MGM saw an opportunity. Instead of building another high-end, high-stakes casino, they went for something fun, colorful, and accessible, a medieval fantasyland complete with jousting tournaments, costume performers, and an atmosphere that made kids feel like they were walking into a real castle. And it worked. Excalibur became a sensation. More than 4,000 rooms. A massive footprint on one of the busiest intersections in Vegas. Endless crowds lining up for Tournament of Kings. Families packing the arcade level. It was a fortress of budget travel, a place that welcomed everyday Americans looking for excitement. But the city around it changed. And Excalibur didn't. As the 2000s rolled in, Las Vegas pivoted again. Luxury became the new identity. And suddenly, the Strip was dominated by high-end suites, celebrity chef restaurants, exclusive clubs, and resorts designed for premium travelers willing to spend thousands per trip. Bellagio became the standard. Cosmopolitan rewrote the rulebook. Resorts World raised the bar even higher. Meanwhile, Excalibur stayed frozen in time. The colors faded. The carpets became relics of another era. The rooms fell behind modern expectations. And the medieval theme, once charming, started to feel out of place in a city reinventing itself every 5 years. While competitors evolved, Excalibur remained exactly what it had always been. Except now, it wasn't nostalgic. It was aging. That aging design has become a financial burden. MGM's data shows heavy drops in performance, occupancy slipping to 89%, average room rates falling by nearly 10%, casino foot traffic thinning, and retail spending slowing down. Excalibur relies on volume, a constant flow of budget travelers picking it because it's the cheapest option on the Strip. But that crowd is shrinking. And their spending power is shrinking even faster. Las Vegas visitation has dropped. International tourism has slowed. Airport traffic is down. Room rates across the Strip fell more than 7% because hotels are struggling to fill rooms even with discounts. In a city where the business model depends on high occupancy, Excalibur simply can't keep up with the new Vegas economy. And here's the real problem, MGM isn't showing any signs of trying to save it. While the company pours hundreds of millions into upgrades at Bellagio, expansions at Aria, and technology improvements across its digital platforms, Excalibur receives nothing. No rebrand. No enhancements. No modernization plan. It's like a castle left behind while the rest of the kingdom evolves. MGM has made its priorities clear: the future of Las Vegas is luxury. High-end travelers spend more on everything, from rooms to restaurants to entertainment, and they remain the most reliable customer base during economic shifts. Excalibur doesn't fit that strategy. Not even close. So what happens next? There are three possible paths forward, and none of them are easy. One scenario is renovation. Strip the medieval theme, rebuild the rooms, modernize the experience, and reintroduce the castle as something new. But renovation at this scale could easily cost hundreds of millions, and with the hotel already dragging revenue down, the company may not see enough financial upside to justify such an investment. The second scenario is selling the property. MGM could offload Excalibur to another operator willing to take on a risky turnaround project. They've done it before. The Mirage was sold, Tropicana was sold, and both are undergoing radical transformations. Excalibur's land alone is incredibly valuable, and someone might see potential in reimagining the space. Then there's the third scenario. And if you listen closely to industry whispers, it may be the most realistic: closure and demolition. Las Vegas is built on cycles of destruction and rebirth. When a property no longer maximizes its footprint, the land becomes worth more than the building sitting on top of it. That's exactly why the Tropicana is being torn down to make way for a Major League Baseball stadium. That's why older hotels across the Strip have vanished over the decades, because reinvention is the heartbeat of the city. Excalibur occupies a massive piece of prime real estate on one of the busiest intersections in Nevada. If MGM decides the building has reached the end of its usefulness, the land could easily be cleared for a new project, a new luxury concept, or something that aligns more closely with Vegas's future direction. And that future is clear: the Strip is becoming a high-end destination built for premium travelers, not budget tourists. When people do spend on travel, they are demanding luxury, modern design, digital amenities, and curated experiences. They are no longer satisfied with outdated rooms and aging themes. But beneath all the financial logic, there's something more emotional happening here. Excalibur isn't just another casino. For millions of visitors over 3 decades, it was their first Vegas memory, a place where families stayed because it was affordable, fun, and welcoming. It represented the side of Las Vegas that wasn't exclusive or elite, the side that felt accessible to everyone. If Excalibur disappears, it marks more than a business decision. It signals the fading of an era, the era when Las Vegas wasn't just for high rollers, influencers, and luxury travelers, but for regular people who wanted to experience the magic without needing thousands of dollars. The decline of Excalibur forces a bigger question. Is there still room in Las Vegas for the everyday traveler? As this castle's future becomes more uncertain, the story becomes bigger than one building. It becomes a reflection of what Las Vegas is evolving into, and what it might leave behind in the process. A shift from family-friendly affordability to premium exclusivity. A shift from nostalgia to profitability. A shift from accessible fun to curated luxury. Excalibur's fate isn't sealed yet. But the numbers, the strategy, the market trends, they all point in one direction: time is running out. And if the castle collapses, it won't be because of fire or neglect. It will be because Las Vegas itself has outgrown the world it once built. The question now is simple: when the castle doors finally close, what rises in its place, and who will Las Vegas be built for in the next chapter?